Hello. So now I've made 2 visits to the safari park, and I've been able to consider what my approach to the Art in the Park project will be and what it is I want to focus on within the workings of the safari park. And I've decided that what really intrigues me is the concept of behind the scenes, those areas where the keepers and all the staff work so hard to maintain the welfare of the animals, to put across the message of conservation and sustainability, but to do it in such a way that looks after both the visitors and the animals and the whole park itself. So before I start to really develop a major artwork out of this, although in my terms I do a major artwork in inverted commas, that's usually a whole portfolio of drawings that tell a story. But for my first visit, I made some quick drawings in my sketchbook and a few large pieces as I was introduced to the area where they keep the red river hogs, the tapirs, the giraffes and the tigers. I also was able to watch the team broadcasting and filming to the community about conservation champions and rainforests and so forth. So the first drawing in my sketchbook, which I can show you here, is where Nikki Mallet is broadcasting through the laptop from the Safari School building, all about how here plastic bottle takes 1,000 years to decompose, and then they're going to do a video about deforestation. So I was just able to do a quick sketch here and make a few notes on the drawing to remind myself of what they were talking about, of course. This is ink and watercolour. Her colleague Ellie then went on to talk about deforestation, and standing in the doorway she has a selfie stick there and a laptop, and here just on the wall there's this little drawing of the giraffe and her young. So I quite like that because she's got a sort of giraffe pattern on her mask, and here's the giraffe pattern here. But basically these are the colleagues who are busy working all the time on education and promoting the work of the safari park. As you can see, these are very preliminary sketches, but they're enough for me to remember when I come back to the studio. And this drawing here is a good example of what it looks like before I've done any colouring or adding any wash. And when I do that, I use just ordinary watercolour brushes, watercolour paint, and again my trusty watercolour box. I also, on my first visit, went to have a look very quickly at the tapirs and the red river hogs. Now these 2 drawings have been worked up since they've come back to the studio, and I'm going to leave my notes on them. I quite like the use of word and image together. I think I'll continue to do that, and I may well include some elements from the Safari Park's own documents and paperwork too as the project goes along. On my second visit, I haven't done anything to the drawings yet. I only did them a few days ago. But here you can see, here's one of the tigers in the background. Cinder, she's called, 12 years. You see, I've got all the information I need down here from my conversations with the keeper. And the keeper, Sarah, in this case. And she's got so many pieces of equipment attached to her, a treat bucket, keys, a training stick, and the training is something I'm very interested in, and I think I will be focusing on that. Here we have the red river hogs, and the training there was to throw in a sack full of food, and they have to try and find a way into it, and that replicates in some way the search they'd have to do for food in the wild. They don't really want them to just find their food too easily. So that's a drawing without any colour, and here's a very rapid sketch done the same day, again of the red river hogs, with just a little hint of colour so I can remember what to do. And the giraffes, they too were being trained that day. And this is training just so that by having a piece of timber down the side of their face when they're being given a treat, they get used to what will in the end become an X-ray panel, so that X-rays can be taken if there's anything wrong with their jaw, or if they just want to check for health reasons. And then they are not wary or scared of what's going on. And here are some, don't know if you can make these out, but these are some very rapid drawings in the sea lion training, where the keeper, who's also called Ellie, I think, if I remember correctly, I've written it down somewhere, and you can see she has a training stick, and at the end there's a little red blob, and the sea lions respond to that, and they follow her around, and they seem so happy, and she has a whistle in her mouth. And all of this again is so their welfare can be recorded, and they can become relaxed in her company, and she can check them for their general well-being and health. She can inspect them, not collect them, sorry. And this was just wonderful. This is Arthur, who needs an X-ray, so, or maybe he did, I'm not sure, she might have been explaining to me. A mouth inspection as well. So if they open their mouths, she can look inside to see that their teeth are healthy and that they're in good general condition. So all of this is leading me to think that as I move on, I'm going to looking very hard at the training aspects and how that promotes the animal's well-being, and how the keepers go about doing that training and establishing a really good relationship with the animals in their care.